We're talking about The Amateur. This movie has Oscar winner Rami Malek there. He plays a CIA analyst.
Yeah,
He's
it's
an
probably a
analyst.
much more specific role, but yeah, he's an analyst. Yeah.
He's an analyst for the CIA. He finds out about some secrets, and then his wife gets held hostage and then killed. And he wants revenge on the people that killed his wife. Um, Played by Rachel Brosnahan there, who's going to be Lois Lane. She was also Miss Maisel. Um, what did you think about this movie?
I thought it was pretty good. It kind of was like had like a Jason Bourne kind of feeling, but
Uh huh.
like minus like the action of a Jason Bourne film, but like all of the espionage parts of a Jason Bourne or like a James Bond type of film,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, which I like. And then I like how he has like some character growth throughout, and he becomes more comfortable. And I thought it was pretty good. Um, yeah, what did you think?
I liked it. I told Dad at the end of the movie, I said, all it's missing is a good Moby song to tie in the end of the movie. I
Mm.
I I think I think it gets knocked down a point. It doesn't have a really catchy song at the end because I definitely think that there could be more. There could be more of these movies. We really got to hammer it home that it's a good movie with a sick song at the end. But yeah, I thought the movie was pretty good. Um, I I was worried that well, it was 2 hours long, and I was worried that it wasn't going to keep my attention the whole time. Because sometimes movies like this, for me, I get a little bored and I go, okay, especially this particular one. There's not a ton of action in the movie. Um, but yeah, it's kind of this movie is kind of like Death Wish mixed with Born, where it's like he's not a killer, but like he's not going to directly kill them, right? He's not going to just shoot him in the face or whatever. He's going to do the creative ways to kill them or whatever. Um, yeah, I liked the I thought the pacing of the movie was pretty good. I mean, the setup is very generic and very soft, I would say. The setup of the movie is kind of lame, but once it gets going, I think it does a good job. You got kind of slimy guys, working at the same
Mm-hmm.
time you're watching him going after these guys that were the ones that were behind the attack, and him just trying to like figure everything out. But he's like, because he's our hero, he's incredibly like super smart. Like he's can find out everything about them really fast, and he's always like one step ahead. And I mean, I like all that stuff, right? I like all the kind of spy working things out, but I felt like everything just kind of works out, There was no, I didn't feel like there was any like real setbacks in the movie. I think it all just kind of like
I
falls
can
into
think of one
place.
setback, and then I'm like, it's definitely a setback. I'd say.
That's okay.
I guess I'll save it for spoilers. Well, I
Yeah,
would
we
say
could
it's a spoiler, but yeah.
we could talk about spoilers. For this movie, let's see. Let me boil it down a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. I'm at like a 7. Again, I'm at a 7 as well. I thought it was a well-made movie. I think everyone does a really good job, or does a good job. There's one person in the movie that I think is completely worthless in the movie, um, and is there for zero reason, apparently. Um, and so that was kind of lame. And then I think the stuff with his wife is not that interesting. Um, I liked Lawrence Fishburne, who is like helps him out, like kind of helps train him.
Yeah. I mean, even with, the first Jason Bourne, it's the love interest is never really touched on that much, right? It's it's just there for the motivation. That's it.
I know it's the motivation. It's just it's just we've seen it, and it's just kind of. But there's no. I don't feel any
Hmm.
connection between the two. Like I feel more connection between John Wick and his wife that we like never see than these two, and we see them on screen together. Um,
I
um
guess, yeah. Okay.
and yeah, Lawrence Fishburne does a pretty good job. I thought everybody who works at the agency or whatever, I think all of them did a good job. John Bernthal is fine. Um, yeah, I think someone that helps him out. Um, I mean, she's good too. I thought everyone did a good job, and I think what they set out to do, they did well. But did it blow my mind? Was it? I mean, I think all three of the Bourne movies are better than this movie. I just thought this movie was decent. I liked the movie overall, but it wasn't anything. Will I just be in the top 10 at the end of the year? No, but I mean, it was a solid movie. So yeah, I'd give it like a 7.
I think I'm at a 7 too. I think if it had action set pieces, this could easily be an 8. If it's good action, obviously. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. I think I'm with you on a 7. I don't. I think they did all the espionage stuff really good, and I thought all the characters were compelling. And I thought his like turmoil with killing was compelling and interesting. And yeah, they always had something going on screen. So they some of these movies do get kind of slow in the talking mumbo jumbo, but I don't think it dragged too much. So yeah,
I think how he kind of outsmarts them, and I think him the strongest point of this movie is that it all rests on him, and I think he does a good job.
yeah, he's a
I
good
mean, he's
actor. Yeah.
no one thinks he's a bad actor. He's pretty much good in everything that he's in.
Hmm.
Um, he is good in those things. Um, so yeah, I think it's funny that they ask him like, "What do you want on Aston Martin or whatever?" And it's like obviously a reference to James Bond, and Rami Malek was the villain in the last James Bond movie. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Okay.
Cool. Are you ready to get into spoilers here then? Because
Yeah, I got a
I
few
think
things. Yeah, I got a few things. So
ready.
spoilers.
Okay, we're getting into spoilers here. So your setback is the lady dying, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
It took me a second to like figure out what it was, and
yeah,
then I thought about
yeah.
the movie.
I was like, if that's
I
not a
mean,
setback, I don't know what is.
she
I
was
do.
prepared. She was in the line of fire.
Yeah, I do feel like they could have touched on it a little bit more on like maybe it affected him at all. We don't really know. um, but I thought it was a really good scene. But yeah, I'd say that was a setback. And then also Lawrence Fishburne kind of dies and then doesn't. But um,
Yeah,
you could kind
right.
to the in that moment that could have been a setback, I'd say. But overall, it didn't end up being a setback. You said there was a character that you were like, why was he even in this movie? I'm assuming you're talking about John Bernthal.
John Bernthal is completely waste. There's literally no
Okay,
reason for him to be in this movie.
I agree with you, but I'll tell you what I think they're doing. They want a
Oh,
sequel. right?
Well, yeah, I personally I don't think it was about the sequel thing. I think he was going to be a bad guy, and I think they cut it out.
Oh, really? You think he was
I
going to be
think
like one of the people after him or something?
yeah, I
That's what
think
I was thinking originally he was going to do, and then
well,
that
I
didn't
you
happen.
only saw him for a little bit. He's not even in the credits. Like they don't even say his name in the beginning of the movie. Like
Hmm.
his name didn't even pop up, you know. So I thought, that could be he could be like a secret. He's the actual, the big bad, the guy running the thing from the shadows kind of thing. But
Yeah.
no, they just he just kind of was like, all right, good luck. Like, there's no point for him to be in the movie. Um,
I think if they do a sequel, Malek is the guy, in the ear on the computer, and then John Bernthal is Jason Bourne. That would be
mm,
pretty cool.
that's stupid. What's the
No.
point of having this movie with this guy being the lead if you're just going to be like, okay, now he's in the
Well,
chair? That's
obviously he
stupid.
can still do things too. He doesn't they could both be on site, but he's the guy that stays behind and then something can happen or something and he has to
Mm.
react to it. There's several ways they can do it, but I think that would be a really cool movie.
Now, like John Bernthal gets captured and then he has to go get him.
I guess.
Now I can see that. I can see
I
if
think
that's what
there's
you want to do with
I
the sequel,
think that both of them as the stars of the movie basically, both doing stuff.
or do what they're doing with the accountant too, and it's just a buddy movie. They could do that.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You'll see that movie in a couple weeks. It's
And then
called
yeah, give me
Accountant.
this one too. Yeah, I want them
Yeah.
both.
I mean, I would see a sequel. I would be open to watching this character again, but I think, yeah, him outsmarting them, doing the stuff. I thought all the
Well, I
the
think he could
pool
still
thing
he
and
comes up with the plan and John Bernthal like runs the plan. He's still outsmarting everyone. But John Bernthal's Jason Bourne and makes all his plans happen. I think that
yeah,
would be cool.
um, uh, I don't know. So the actress that is Equaline, um, is a really good actress. But yeah, she gets killed. She was in Belfast a couple years ago, and which is Kenneth Branagh's like semi autobiographical movie, and she plays the mom, and she's like phenomenal in that movie, and she didn't get nominated for that movie. Um, but I saw her name in the credits, and I was like, I wonder who she's gonna be. And then she shows up, and I was like, oh, she's good. Like, I hope she has stuff to do. And she did, but then she died. So I was like, that's kind of lame. But it was kind of Bourne esque where he like meets up with somebody and then they die or whatever. And
Yeah.
uh, it was very reminiscent of that. It was definitely hitting the Bourne beats for sure. But I feel like everyone does a good job. Laurence Fishburne, yeah, dies, but then he doesn't die. Yeah, they just brought like I feel like there was things that they cut from the movie. They probably had an ending and they probably did reshoots. And like I
Hmm.
said, I think John Bernthal either was a bad guy or something. They probably reshot and changed that, and then Lawrence Fishburne, same thing. They probably did that scene where they are like, he's like, we're buddies, even though I try to come and kill you. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah. So, I don't know. I thought the movie was pretty good.
Just part of the business, man. Sometimes you gotta kill people and then, we're good.
Yeah, sometimes you shoot guys in the head through a washing machine. It's all part of the biz.
Yeah. Who even was that guy?
He is the guy that the CIA director sent because Lawrence Fishburne was sent by uh,
But
dickhead
why
guy.
was the other lady's guy trying to kill him to begin with?
The other lady's guy trying to kill Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, why?
So she found out that he was doing slimy
Yeah,
stuff,
I know, but
trying to
why would
stop.
you try to kill an agent of yours, basically?
She's trying to stop them from trying to stop Rami Malek's character.
Okay. I just didn't. Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, she probably found out the what the bad guy is
Hmm.
doing, right? And she probably went, "This guy's a dickhead. I had lunch with him. He's a dick. So screw him." And he's working outside his authority.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
Uh, so it was, and then they just, one of them dies. Lawrence Fishburne's going to be the stronger one because I've never even seen the other guy before. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, they had to have the little thing where he's like, "Oh no, my guy died. That just tried to kill me
Hmm.
because of still buddies."
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know.
And
I did think the ending was weird. I think they definitely changed some stuff
yeah.
so they could
I,
do a sequel and
yeah, I
stuff.
hope it does good, and I hope it does get a sequel,
Yeah. Um.
particularly with what I suggested.
Yeah. Um. I don't. I think it's doing okay. Uh. I think the movie's going to do okay. I don't know if it's going to warrant a sequel. We'll see how it does. I think the animated movie about Jesus is going to probably do better than this movie. So,
Hmm.
yeah. We'll see. I thought the movie was good. Hopefully people go see it. I know Minecraft made a boatload of money. That's the number one
I think
movie so
once it
far this
goes
year.
to streaming, like lots of people will watch it. I don't think it's a movie that has to do well in theaters to warrant a sequel. You put that on a streaming service, you put that on Netflix, it'll be the number one thing.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm not sure how much money this movie was made for.
Yeah, I have no idea. I feel like it couldn't have been that much, but there are some stars in it, so that,
I do like that they were on location.
mm-hmm.
Like they actually looks like they filmed on location. It wasn't just all CGI. Like none of this really looked like CGI to me, other than like the pool trashing
Breaking.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and when that lady gets hit by the fucking the truck was
Mm-hmm.
crazy. That was definitely CGI.
No, she definitely got hit by that car. Yeah.
That was crazy. The whole my audience was like, "Whoa!" when
Mm-hmm.
that happened. So yeah, there was some CGI there, but yeah, um, but yeah, it was made for $60 million. Um, so hopefully it can make its money back. I don't know how it's gonna do, but I mean, if it makes Jack Diddley in theaters, it's not gonna get a sequel. Um, but we'll see.
All right.
I think that's everything. Would you? I would say check it out in the theater. I think you would agree.
Um. Yeah, I mean, if you like Jason Bourne-esque movies, spy thrillers, yeah, sure. But I
Yeah,
think this would be a good one. Like, I wouldn't hate watching this on streaming either. So,
I don't think I would. I don't know if it would. If I would sit tight at home, I feel like this would be something I could like. I'd pause and then I might like get distracted, and
I guess, yeah.
I definitely think it's a one you see all the way through kind of
Yeah, I
movie.
think there's plenty of action movies that go on the streaming and do very well. So, I think this could have easily been one of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that wraps up our episode. We'll see you guys on the next one. Until then,
This has been the Daniel and Andrew Show.
Thank you so much for watching.
part of the Daniel and Andrew Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a notification of a brand new video. If you don't like looking at our faces, no problem. There's always a full audio version of the podcast wherever you find your podcast. Thanks, and enjoy.